You don't mind the sunglasses at all, dude?
No. All right.
I broke my other glasses.
So, Curtis, all of a sudden you're an overnight sensation.
Yeah, isn't that incredible?
This album...
Overnight.
This album has affected so many people. What is it? What did you do here?
I don't even think about it or care, and I don't think that that's really happened. I'll believe it if, give it a... Let's talk again in a year from now, because it just came out 2 days ago. So if it has affected people, that's a blessing. That's new.
But you've had New Yorker, you've had USA Today, you've had all this... people are picking up on this.
I was in New Yorker?
Yeah, that's what Shane said. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. So, all right. So, what was going in?
Real quick, you ever heard the song called Sunroof Top?
Yeah.
Digging the Scene with the Gangster Lean? I love that song. And
yeah.
I can't remember who did that. Yeah.
William Devon.
Really?
Yes.
Thank you. And you would know. And I wanted to find a song like that, and I wanted to make a dance record. And that was the first thing that was coming to my mind. And a friend of mine who's local here in town, he plays percussion, and most notably in a band called the Lowriders. But he's one of my best friends. He goes, I got a song you got to hear. Now, I got a huge collection of rhythm and blues stuff. And he found me something similar to Sunroof Top called Baby Let Me Take You, which is by the Detroit Emeralds.
Yes.
I never even heard of them. And I've listened to and usually can dig out the rarities, right? And this is one that's gone over my head. I put it on, man, and I just like fell in love. I went, this is just what I'm looking for. This is what the basis of this record was I wanted to make a dance record. And I wanted to make a all soul, all dance record. Were the kind where you just picture the people in the basement. Remember the tuck and roll bars? Remember the half moon bars that are kind of, padded?
Yeah.
And the lava lamps and the stereo consoles and the albums and the 45s on a stack on the stereo console, flipping one after another, and people dancing. I was at that stuff in the 70s and early 80s. That's basically my brother and sister who are older than me. They had that stuff going on, like a basement party. And that's what I wanted to do, where you put a record on and it's listenable and danceable. Basically, I wanted a dance record and a soul record. So that launched it, Baby Let Me Take You. Then I called up the producers, and Marlon McLean, who's here in town, and he's a producer and great guitar player. He brought me an OJ song called Let Me Make Love to You. And Tony Bronigal, the other producer, brought me a song called What You Gonna Do by Bobby Womack. And I'd never heard either one. So there's three, but I knew when I heard it, it's like, yeah, I can get my hands on this. And then I did all the rest. I wrote I actually wrote 7 songs. 4 of them were accepted, and we put those on, and they fit seamlessly with the other songs that we picked. I picked those 3 from producers, and I wrote 6 songs, 4 of which stayed on the record, and it all just kind of blends together. I write songs and I listen to, the other day I bought Nevermind by Nirvana. I like a lot of different music and stuff, but my bag is, I'm rhythm and blues, I'm roots. I like Bill Monroe, I like George Jones, I like George Clinton, I like Bootsy.
That George Clinton tune
I like,
is so unlike any other George Clinton tune in history. Don't you think? Yeah,
it's on the Clones of Dr. Funkenstein.
I know it is, yeah.
It was the last song on side 2.
Right.
And I always thought, God, man, it's almost like an album filler. I don't know if they intended it to be that way, but I love Parliament. They took funk as far as it can go. Yep. Nobody has taken it further. Yep. And
you know what I thought? And I listened, because the other night, I listened to the original of that one.
Right.
And then I listened to the original of What You're Gonna Do. And I sat there and went, God damn, Curtis did it better.
Well, I don't know
No, believe me, you did it better than Bobby Womack.
No.
No. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No. No.
Alright.
There's so much more life. It's so much more musical.
Huh.
It's an amazing version of that tune, man. Tell you something.
You know the things that are hitting you. You know, when I listen to Bobby Womack and the way those things are recorded and how, I just fall in love with that. It's a contemporary sound with contemporary equipment, and to me, maybe that's what makes it brighter or pumping more for you, or stronger. I don't know. I mean, I'm a huge Bobby Womack.
Who isn't?
I got to play with Bobby Womack.
Did you?
Last winter.
Yeah.
And so I got to sing with him. That was cool.
You do across 110th Street?
No, he opens with that, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. We did the old, I used to love her, but it's all over now.
Okay, let's talk about your songs on this album.
Okay.
Because that's one of the great breakup songs of all time.
She didn't cut me loose. Hell, she set me free.
Now, is that the truth?
It's a song that I wrote with a friend of mine in Nashville.
Yeah.
And Marlon wrote the music, and he had a groove going that he sent me years ago. And then I put the words together with a guy named Dave Duncan. And is that true? I'm not going to say.
Men would like that to be true.
Okay, then it's true.
I'm not so sure it is
let
true.
me tell you, is it true?
But I know
is it true? Let me say this. Is that true? Yeah, that's true. That's true. And I'm 58 years old, so sure, I've gone through that.
Yeah.
Everybody has. You know what? I'm glad I'm out of this relationship. And it's not just because, but, you're in a relationship. It's not working for her or him. And, you could also say he didn't cut me loose. He set me free. Yeah.
But there was she took the salt out of the shakers in that song.
Right, no. It's just isn't it funny how life can be? Now that she's gone, I got everything I need. Yeah. So.
And the harmonica song is that's a joyful little tune there.
Thank you.
It really is. Yeah.
You want to hear that? Years ago, when I was a little kid, I was raised in Eugene, Oregon on Roosevelt Boulevard, and it's surrounded by railroad tracks. And I know this sounds cliche, but literally when I was a kid, we'd walk the railroad tracks. Sure. Whatever. And we're surrounded by it. The train yard, one of the biggest in Oregon, was right across the street from my house. And I ran across a hobo. And the hobo was an African-American man who was drinking a bottle of wine, I would imagine. I remember him having a paper sack. And he put on a performance for me, playing harmonica and doing a soft shoe on a flatbed train.
Oh, boy.
And that is an image I'll never... At first I was scared because, here's this guy. I'm in the middle of a train yard. He didn't mean me any harm. He just like, hey, boy, where you going? He called me Buckshot. And, hey, Buckshot. And he danced, and I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
I was probably about 12 years old, 11 or 12. And he blew harmonica. Not blues, but just like a little, just blew a little ditty on the harmonica and started doing a soft shoe. That's what the song is based on. Yeah. And I wanted to take it further and have a story where a guy walks into... and the party's dying and dead, and this guy whips out a harmonica and he changes the universe.
Yeah.
So that's all.
So
I'm glad you like it. You're the first.
Who will be in your band, Jimmy Max, this weekend?
Jimmy Max, LaRonda Steele, who's a local artist.
Oh, yeah.
Sings. God, that girl can sing.
Yes.
Margaret Lynn, same could be said about her. Margaret Lynn's brilliant. From the Lynn sister days. She's the one who arranges the vocals and the harmonies, and also on the record. And David Mills on trumpet, Gary Harris on tenor saxophone.
Oh, yeah.
Brian Foxworth on drums, Tracy Arrington on bass, David Fleschner on keyboards, Vios Dodson, who's from the Insomniacs. I've kidnapped him, and he's the guitar player, plus myself, and I think that's it. It's a nine-piece band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Solid.
So I appreciate you coming.
Well, thanks a lot. Great record.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you.